Hello everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? So the last session where we stopped. The last session where we stopped. Yeah, let me read. Last session we discussed about how to open the developer console window, right? Okay. In the developer console window, okay, how many tabs we just not discussed, introduced how many tabs? One is like elements tab. The next one is like console, not a discussed, just spell out. Another one is like network, and another one is like application tab, right? Application. The next one is like source tab. Reminding there has multiple tabs are there, but most of the times we are going to work with this. Most of the times we are going to work with this. So my question is very simple. In the elements tab, what we can find? There has two sections are there. Okay, one section contains what? One section contains what? See, whatever the content loaded inside the browser, okay, whatever the template visible to the end user. See, I am the end user, you are the end user. See, now this template is visible, right? About to store, this is like a header template, and then it is like a logo, like this. Okay, whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related source code, that content for this particular about, if I click on the about, it is navigating to some other page, right? Say this particular source code we can find in the elements tab. Whatever the content loaded, the content related source code we can find in the elements tab. Understood? The content related source code we can find in the elements tab. Now here about to store is there. Now say this particular content related source code, I want to check it. So how we can check? How we can check? Very simple. You can open the developer console window. So how we can open? Do inspect. You can open the developer console window. Once you open the developer console window, now see, there has two sections you can find in the elements tab. This is one section and this is one section. Two sections you can find it. Now, which section source code you want to find it? See this, which about this particular template, okay, this particular content related source code I want to see. How we can? Two ways you can. One is like go to that particular content, put the cursor on the content and do right click and inspect it. This is one way. Now, whenever you do the inspector, now see, there has one line highlighted in the elements tab. See this? This is the one highlighted or not. So you can understand like this particular A tag or A element, okay, they used to prepare this particular content or not. A anchor tag, it's for you, it is used for navigation purpose, one page to another page. Now see, there has a about text is there. If you want to check, double click on this one. Now it is come to the editable mode. Now see, for example, if I write like this, okay, something like VTS code. Now see, just you can edit and click on enter. Now it is turned to VTS school or not. So this is the code they written to prepare this content or not. Understood? This is one way of finding. Another way is what, for example, if you want to find the source code of this particular Google, okay, or for this particular languages, how we can find it? Now click on this icon in the elements tab left side. If you observe, there has two icons over there. Elements tab left side, there has two icons over there. One icon, say this, okay. Now first icon, put the cursor. Select an element in the page to inspect it. Select an element in the page to inspect it. That is one thing. The next one is like what? Okay, toggle device toolbar, like this too. You can find it. Now the first one you can click. Whenever you click on the first one, okay, now it is like highlighted. Now you can go which content, okay, now you can go and which content source code you want, you can go there and click on it. Whenever you click on this one, now see, they used like an anchor tag to prepare this particular content or not. Okay, if, if you want to double check, just do right click and delete element. Whenever I delete it, now see here that particular anchor gone, the Telugu gone. Now you can do Control Z. Now you can find it or not. Like that, whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related source code, we can find it. That content related source code, we can find it. Understood, everyone? Okay, okay then. Now my question is very simple. One section is like what? Okay, source code, you can find it. Another section is what? Another section contains what? Styles. Okay, second section, one more section contains what? Style. Styles, you can find it in the elements tab. Understood or not? Now my question is, in HTML there is multiple elements are there. So far you know some of the elements. Can you tell me which elements you know? There is multiple elements are there. Some of the elements you know. Which elements you know? HTML is one element, I know. Default elements. The next one is like head, I know. The next one is like body, I know. HTML, head and body. These are the default elements. These are the default elements. Okay, now we are going to introduce some other elements also. Other elements also. Okay, now in HTML, multiple elements are there, I said, but frequently used elements, what you know? Okay, just check it. Now, if you observe this website, observe HTML head and body is there. Style is one element. Div style, anchor. Okay, if you open this one, if you see this, okay, 90% elements are like what? Did you find? See this? Did you? These are like user defined element, leave it. Div. Most of the times, 90% elements you can see like a div only. This is Google website. If you go any website, okay, just you can go with the quick info. Just you can go with the quick info. Now do right click. Do right click. Okay, now see the elements tab. See the elements tab. HTML head and body. These are the default elements. Okay, HTML is like root element, head and body. In this body, did you observe this one? Okay, div is there, script is there, no script to section, div. See this? Most of the elements are like divs only or not. Yes or no? Why they are using like only divs? Why not remaining element means? Okay, I will tell you the reason. Okay, perfect. Now if you come here in HTML, there has multiple elements are there. Okay, multiple elements are there. Those elements we categorize it like two ways. Okay, that means okay, two types you can say. One is like inline elements. We can categorize it like two types. One is like inline elements, another one is like block level elements. There has two types. The elements are like two types. One is like inline elements, another one is like what? Block level elements. Understood? One is like inline elements, another one is like block level elements. So inline elements and block level elements, how we can differentiate? For example, I have one element is there, HTML. Is it like inline or block level? I have one more element is div is there, inline or block level? There has one more element is body is there, inline or block level? Head is there, inline or block level? Like that I want to find, I want to check which elements are like inline, which elements are like block level. There has multiple elements are there in HTML. We categorize it like two types. One is like inline elements, another one is like block level elements. I want to know which elements come under this section and which elements come under this section. I want to know that one. Clear? Okay, everyone? Got my point? Okay then. Now let me open our workspace folder. Let me open our workspace folder. Yes, this is our workspace folder, right? I asked you to install VS Code editor. Okay, hope you all are installed. If you're not installed, simply go to Google and download that VS Code software and install it. Okay, now come here. I want to create one HTML file which contains multiple different elements. Different elements I want to place. So if you want to write one HTML file, how you can write it? Put the cursor on your workspace section. Whenever you put the cursor, there has four icons visible to you. See this. If you come out, those are gone. If you hover, you can see If you come to the first section, those are gone. So whenever you are in the second section, you can find like how many elements. Whenever you are in the second section, you can find like how many, okay, icons, not elements, sorry. Okay, icons, 4 icons. First icon is what? New file. Click on it. Now you can see one editable format, one text editor you can see here. You can write your file name and extension. What is the file name? I want to know inline, okay, and block level, for example. Okay, inline and block level. Dot, the extension is like HTML. That's it. The extension is like HTML. Okay. Now, how many elements are there in HTML? So many elements are there, right? Just so far, what you observed, which elements are there here, those elements only we can write it, some of the elements. Okay. Let's write. One element is like div. Okay. Such. Okay. Open element, closing element, such. This element frequently used or not. Another element is like anchor, such. Okay, the next element, one para is there, para element, such. The next one is like span, such. Okay, why such only? Okay, just I want to, okay, I don't want to differentiate the content is like same, but the behavior of each and every element is like different. Okay, to observe that one, I place it like a content is like such. Okay, I will tell span. The next one is like b tag, bold. The next one is like one h1 tag is there, such. Okay, the next one is like there has one more tag is there, such. There has one more element is there, okay, such. Say this. Okay, na? Total how many elements I written? Come on, total 8 elements I written. 8 elements I written. Now my question is very simple, straight question. Whenever you run this particular file, whenever I open this particular HTML file in the browser, this content is visible to us or not? Yes or no? This content is visible to us. Now let me run it first. Reveal in File Explorer. How we can run? Just do double click, don't think more. Now see, this content is visible to the end user or not? Okay. Now my question is, this content related code, where I can see? This content related source code, where I can see? Come on, in the elements tab, right? In the elements tab. In the elements tab, by default, how many elements you can find it? 3 elements. HTML, head, body. Now, which content is visible? That content related source code you can see in a head tag or body tag. You can see in the head tag or body tag. You can see in the body tag. You can see in the body tag. So that here, see, this much content is visible. This total content related source code, where it is going to place my browser? Body only. If you delete the body, everything is like gone. If you come here, this much content loaded, that content related source code, where it is placed? In the body tag. If I delete this one, it is gone. Yes or no? This content related source code you can find in the body tag. Okay, here also same story. Here also same story. The content is this one. This content related source code. This content related source code, where we can find? This content related source code, where we can find? This content related source code we can find in the body tag or not? Yes or no? Now, if you want to check, do right click. Okay. Now see, this is the body. If I delete this body, that is gone. See this. Okay. If I do Control Z, now you can see or not. Now you can see or not. I want to dock this one, not in the bottom. Okay. Just I want to dock in the right side or left side like this. Just I need some more space. That's it. Done. Up to okay? Okay then. So for this particular section, what code is there written? How we can come to know? Right click on this one. Okay, do inspect. Now see, this is the code or not. Now my question is, now why I placed like such content is like same in each and every element or not? Content is like same or not? Sachin, Sachin, Sachin. That means text. I mean text is same or not? In the element, whatever the text is there, that text is like same or not? Sachin, 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 Sachin. Yes or no? But if you observe here, now see, this is Sachin and this one is like Sachin. Here some gap. Again Sachin. Again bold letter. Again big font size. Again italic. Again, okay, some bold and some font size. See, the content, the text is like same only, but the way of displaying something different or not? Yes or no? Here, big font size my Sachin displayed. Okay, here, italic my Sachin displayed. Here, with bold my Sachin displayed or not? Yes or no? Okay, it means if the text is like same, each and every element is not display the text within the same format or not. Each and every element has their own behavior or not. Yes or no? Every element has their own behavior or not. Got my point? Here, element has same text. Every element, 8 elements are there. All the 8 elements has same text, Sachin only. But while displaying that Sachin to the end user, while rendering that text in the browser, the way of displaying is like something different format or not. Each and every element has their own format or not, has their own behavior or not. Yes or no? Each and every element has their own behavior or not. Yes or no? So that here elements behavior is depending upon what? That is the question we'll discuss later. Okay, my question is what? Each and every element has their own behavior. Elements behavior depending upon, okay, elements behavior depending on what? Elements behavior is depending on what? Okay, that one next level discussion. Our goal is like inline element, block level elements, right? Let's come. Total how many elements are there? 8 elements I written. That 8 elements placed inside the body. Okay, so that body is like ninth element, the head, the HTML. Total how many elements are there? Total 8 plus 3, 11 elements are there. Total 8 plus 3, 11 elements are there. Now, among these 11 elements, my elements are like just I placed the 8 elements, right? Those 8 elements only I want to categorize it, like which are like inline, which are like block level. Okay, na? Very simple way. So, HTML is like a hierarchy based approach, right? Hierarchy based parent to children. Again, children contains one more children like that or not? Who is the root parent here? HTML. In the HTML head to and body. The root one is like HTML. In the HTML, you can see like what? Head and body or not. In the HTML, you can see like what? Head and body. Inside the body, what we have? Inside the body, what we have? Come on. Inside the body, what we have? Inside the body, what we have? Hmm? Inside the body, what we have? Again, some elements, right? Some elements or not. Now tell me, who is the parent of my body? HTML. Who is the parent of my head? HTML. Who is the parent of these 8 elements? Who is the parent of these 8 elements? Who
Body.
is the parent? Body is my parent or not? Okay, up to here clear, right? Okay. Now, very simple. Now, if I put the cursor on my body, okay, I want to talk in the bottom. If I put the cursor on my body, okay, now here you can see one tooltip kind of what you observe. Just let me know. If I put the cursor on my body, see, can I put the cursor? Now see, in the bottom, okay, above the elements, okay, here in this section, above the elements one, you can see one tooltip kind of. See what you find. Body, there has one number. Are you able to see that number? 1248 cross 241. What is this 1248 and 241? 1248 and 241.
Width and height.
Yeah, that is like width and height of which element? My body element width width and height. My body element width and height. Now if I click on this one, see my width decreased or not? Yes or no? So my body element width and height. I don't want to consider the height, just I want to consider the width. So what is, how much width? Body width is how much? 1248. Okay, just you can write somewhere. Okay, in the body there is multiple elements are there. My body width is like 1248, 48 point, how much? 12848.67. Exact width only I want to take it. That. Inside the body, which element is there? Inside the body, which element is there? Div, first element. My first element is like what? Div. Okay. Now, if I put the cursor on my div, now see here, you can see one tooltip kind of. Now, there also you can find the height and width. There also you can find the height and width. Yes or no? What is the height limit? How much width? Height limit, how much width?
1248.
1248, right? So can you write inside the body? Okay, I have one element div. By div width is like 1248.67 only. 67 only. Okay, done. The next one is like what? Anchor. How much width? How much width the anchor?
43.55.
43.55 is the one. So my anchor width is like 43 point. My anchor width is like 43.35 or something like that, right? The next element is what? Para. Can you check? Para width is how much? Put the cursor on my para. Para width is how much?
1248.67.
1248 point. Same, right? Para width is what? 1248.67. Okay, just you can write it. 1248.67. Okay. Next span. How much? 43.55. 43.55. 43.55. 43.5. The next one is what? B tag. B. How much? 46.25. 46.25. Up to okay for me. Now tell me, who is the parent of all these elements? Who is the parent?
Body.
Body is the parent. Now, how many children take their parent width as its own width? How many elements take their parent width as its own width in this one? My div
Each.
and my para or not? How many elements take, okay, not their parent, exactly content width? Now, if you observe, put the cursor on A, okay, anchor. See, such in 6 characters, exactly how much width it's taken. See, highlighted one, okay, the sky blue color, highlighted one, only exactly content width only or not? It's pointing to content width only or not? How many elements not taking the parent, taking only the content width? A and B and span or not? Now you can define the which one is like inline element, which one is like a block level element. Very simple. The element which take the parent width as its own width, that kind of elements we can say like a block level elements. The elements which take the parent width, Okay, my parent, how much width is there? That much width it is going to take. That kind of elements we can say like a block level elements. It's take like a full width of my parent. If you come to the inline, the element which take exactly content width as its own width. Got my point? The element which take the content width as its own width. That kind of elements what we can say. Inline elements or not. That kind of elements we can say like what? Inline elements or not. Got my point? Agreed? So now you can tell like which elements are like what? Inline and which elements are like block level or not. Simple definition. Element which take the parent width as its own width, block level. Element which takes the content width as its own width, inline element. So that now you can say, okay, first div, block level or inline. It's take content width, the parent width. Parent width. See, full. Okay, it's occupy the full, right? Full width, right? Sky blue color. So it's a block level. Anchor, inline or block level? Come on, inline.
Inline.
Okay, para, inline or block level? Here,
Block
sky
level.
blue, and there has some red. Okay. Next, this one is like what? Full width. Width only can consider. Top and bottom, what kind of color is there? It's not bad for us for now. Span, inline block level, inline. B, inline or block level? Inline. H1, inline block level, full width,
Block level.
block level. I, inline or block level?
Inline.
Inline. H3, inline or block level? It's a block level.
Block level.
Yes or no? So the element which take the content width as its own width, inline. The element which takes the parent width as its own width, block level. So next question they are going to ask, tell me some inline elements. Tell me some inline elements. Anchor, span, B, italic. There has multiples are there. Okay. These are like inline elements. Tell me some block level elements what you know. Tell me some block level elements what you know. Come on, tell me some block elements what you know. Div, para, h1, okay, h3, okay, there has header tags, so many header tags are there. These all are come under block level elements or not. These all are come under block level elements or not. Got my point? So the element which take the content width as its own width, those are like inline elements. Tell me some inline elements. These are the inline elements. Some other also there, but at least you have to tell. The element which take parent width as its own width, those are like a block level elements. So that, okay, tell me some block level elements. These many block level elements are there. Got my point? Okay. The next one is like, can I convert inline to block level? Can I convert an element block to inline? Can I? That is the question. That is the question. Okay, my answer is yes. My answer is like yes. One inline element you can convert to block level. One block level element you can convert to inline. One block level element you can convert to inline. Okay, so my answer is like yes. Then your question is like how? How it's possible? How it's possible? Okay, to discuss that one, before discuss this one, I want to discuss this section. Okay, this particular topic. Can you tell me what is this one? Elements behavior depending on depending upon what? Each and every element has their own behavior or not. This is only the proof. Here the text is Sachin only. Is all elements display the Sachin in the same format? Is all elements display Sachin text in the same format? Tell me. Is all elements display Sachin text in the same format? No, right? No, right? So they displayed like different formats. H1, if you observe, H1 displayed like this, my H3 displayed like this, my italic displayed like this, my span is displaying like this, okay, my para displaying like this. Each and every element display the text in their own format or not, in their own format or not. How they displayed like that? I didn't write anything, right? How they displayed my H1, why it is showing the text with a big font size, why my span is like normal text, plain text, why my italic is like something like a, okay, curved letters, italic letters, why, how they are behaving like that? I didn't write anything. So the element's behavior is depending upon what? That is the question. The element's behavior is depending upon what? Any answers? Depending upon the styles what applied for that particular element. Okay, based on the styles only, the elements is going to behave. The elements behavior is completely depending upon the styles what they applied. Okay, you said like the statement is like style. Show me that. Prove. Is it really the elements behavior is depending upon the styling? Okay, if yes, sir, show me that. Prove it. The elements behavior is depending upon the styles you said. Show me that. Prove it. Okay, very simple. Let's go. Now, where I can see the styles? Come on. In the elements tab, two sections I said, right? Where I can see the styles. Where I can see the styles.
Right side.
Yes, in the
Field.
right side, right? You can see in the right side or not. Now, if you click on this one in the second section, now observe clearly, okay? I click on the div. Okay, whenever I click on the div in the right side, see, for this particular div, some styles applied or not. I am not the person. These are already applied. Can you note it down somewhere? Can I copy this one? For my div, okay, for my div, okay, these are the styles applied already. These are the styles applied already. Okay, done. The next one is like what? For my anchor, okay, do we have any styles? No styles. Keep it aside. No problem at all. For my para, do we have any styles? Come on. For my para, do we have any styles? Yes. Okay. Can I copy this one? Okay. For my para, these many styles are applied by default. The next one is like span. Okay. Anything applied? No, not applied anything. For my B tag, okay, anything applied? Yes. Font weight is like bold. For my B tag, font weight is like bold. The next tag is like H1 tag, okay. H1 tag, the width is like 1248. That is the one. For my H1 tag, these many styles by default applied. Okay, these many tags by default applied. Okay, now if you observe this, div has these these many styles applied by default. Yes, no. One of the style, one of the property at the time of CSS, okay, we can discuss something more, but for now you can understand, no problem at all. For my div, one of the CSS property applied, can you spell out what is that CSS property? What is that CSS property? Come on.
Display.
Display block. Display block. Okay, next for my para, okay, this is one more CSS property. This one is like common for all. Okay, leave that one. Okay, focus on this one for now. For my para, see, there has display block is there. Yes or no? For my para, there has display block is there. Now if you come here, for my H1, there has display block is there. Display block is there. Okay, one common thing, how many block level elements are there? Div, para, H1 and H3 also. Okay, let me write H3 also. H3 124867 is my width. Yes or no? Check. Check, no problem. Check it. See, 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 7. Tooltip. For my H3, these many CSS properties applied or not? Yes. You can write these many. Now, how many block level elements are there? Come on, how many block level elements are there? Div para H1, H3. In this, among these 8 elements, my div contains one of the CSS properties, what? Display block. My para also having display block. My H1 also having display block. My H3 also having what? Display block. Now, can you conclude one statement? Which elements you said like block level elements, those elements having by default one of the CSS property called as what? Display block or not? Because of that CSS property display block, my element is behaving like what? Block level element or not? Got my point? Come on. Agreed or not? Okay, still I'm not clear. Okay, you said like display block. Okay, because of that one only this element is behaving like a block level element. Okay, give some more. Okay, I need some proof extra, something else. Okay, I will show you that. Is it really because of this property only? Is it really because of this property, because of this CSS property only, is my div para h1 h3 behaving like block level elements? Is it really because of this property only? Prove it if it's really. So very simple. Copy this. Copy this. Now span is block level or inline by default? Tell me, span is block level or inline? It is take content width or
Inline.
parent width? Content width. It's
Content
like a
width.
inline element, right? Now, in the style section, element.style, after this curly brace, click. Now see, there has cursor blinking. Okay, allow you to write something. Whatever I copied, display block, let me paste it. Let me paste it. Now, once I pasted, put the cursor on my span. Now my span is inline or block level. Come on. My span is now inline or block level?
Block level.
Block level, right? That means default is like inline. Whenever I added my display block property to my span is behaving like what? That time onwards. Now my span is behaving like what? Block level element or not? Now conclude one statement. Element's behavior is depending upon what?
Styles.
The styling, right? What my CSS applied to that particular element, the element's behavior is completely depending upon your CSS or not. Now my question is simple, straight question. Why my Sachin, this is the one, right? Why my H1 is behaving like this big font size? Because the CSS what you applied, what already applied, you are not the person. Already my H1 applied with these many CSS properties or not. Because of this reason only my H1 is behaving like this, right? Can you spell out all? Display block, because of this property, my H1 is block level element or not? Yes, no. Font size is like 2em. 2em is like units. Okay, pixels, so em, rem, percentage, so these all are like units in CSS. At the time of CSS we'll discuss. Because of this font size 2em, now see, big font size, it is visible or not? There has a margin is there. Because of this margin, there has a red shade, you can see top and bottom. Because of this font weight is like bold. Okay, it is like in the bold letter or not? Bold, yes or no? Come on. Why my H1 is behaving like that? If anybody asks, what's your answer? Hey, H1 is already applied with, or H1 has already some predefined CSS properties are applied, like display block, margin, font size, font weight. Because of these many CSS properties are applied for my H1 by default, that the reason my H1 is behaving like this or not? Yes or no? Come on, yes or no? Now my next question. As you said, my anchor, it's like plain text only or not? Yes or no? My B, it's like a plain text only or not? My span, it's like a plain text only or not? Now my question is, can you make my span as like H1? Can I change the behavior of my span like H1? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, how we can change it?
From
Whatever my
H1.
H1 CSS properties are there, can you add that H1 CSS properties to my span? That time onwards, my span is behaving like what? H1 only or not? Come on, how we can? So go to H1 and copy all this stuff, and come to my span in the element dot style. Just click on the element dot style after the curly brace. Now it's blinking, right? Now paste it, paste it. Now see my span, how it is looks like. See my span, how it is looks like. It is equal to behave like what? H1 only or not? Yes or no? So that now you have to answer this. If I observe any website, most of the times I can see like a div. Now, can anyone answer why? Most of the times I can see like a div only. Why div? There are so many elements over there, nah? But most of the times div only they used. Why? Come on, why? Hmm? Okay, you can see these elements also. Okay, anchor or image or style or script. Okay, but most of the times we can see like 95% divs only. Why? Very simple here. If you not only div, if you know one element, that element you can change the behavior like any other element or not by applying CSS. Yes or no? Based on your requirement, if you know one element, you can change the behavior of that element like any other element or not?
Yes.
Or no? In that case, HTML elements important or CSS is important? Come on,
CSS.
CSS is important, right? If you know one element is enough. If you know div, that is enough for me. I can change the behavior of my div like any other element or not based on my requirement by applying the CSS. Got my point? Okay, so that my elements behavior depending upon styles. Yes. Now answer this one. Can I convert an element inline to block level? Yes or no? Inline to block level. Yes. How we can? By applying one of the CSS property called as what? Display block. Display block. Okay, the next one. The next one, can I convert vice versa? Can I convert block level to inline? Yes, right? Okay, you have to change the behavior. See, this is my span by default inline. So can I make it like what? Display block. Now it is turned to be like what? Block level. H1 by default what? Inline or block level? Block level. Inline or block level? By default block level. Okay, can I convert this one to inline? Display inline is the property. Now see my H1, is it like block level or inline? Is it take like a content width or parent width? Is it take like content width or parent width?
Content width.
Content width, right? Content width, right? Okay, so that the elements behavior is depending upon the styles. Okay, we can change the behavior of an element by applying your own styles. Can I convert an element inline to block level? Yes, I can convert by applying display block. Can I convert an element from block level to inline? Yes, we can by using display inline or not. Any questions so far? Anyone have any questions? Now you got some idea on elements tab. Okay, so my elements tab has two sections. One is like the source code, another one is like the source code is nothing but HTML source code is nothing but what? Elements. Okay, the next section is contains the CSS what applied for that particular elements. You can see in the next section or not. So this section is completely depending upon this one or not. This section of elements behavior is depending upon the styling or not. Yes or no? Each and every element by default behaving like this means yes, by default they has their own CSS. Now come here, div by default block level element. Yes, Okay, let me refresh. Div by default it's a block level. That the reason it is like a behaving like a block level element. Now anchor, nothing is there, nothing is there, no styles. That the reason plain text only. Para, block level element, margin also there. That the reason, see, there is the red shade top and bottom, you can find it. Span, nothing is there. The next one is like B, font weight is like bold, yes or no? Because of that one only my B behaving like what, bold text, right? B. The next one is like H1. These many CSS properties are applied so that my H1 is looks like that. The next one is like I, italic. Why I is looks like this? Why I is looks like this? Why? Because my font style is like what? Italic or not? Yes or no? The next one is like H3. Why my H3 is looks like this? My H3 is the block level. Font size comparing with H1, it's like less only. The next one is like red shade. There are not there. Margin is there. The next one is like font weight is like what? Bold. Yes or no? These all are like applied by default. If you're not satisfied, yes, you can override it. Yes, you can override it. Okay. After okay, everyone. Okay, then.
Uh,
Shall we
Sir,
discuss about?
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, some inline elements are coming in next line. Um,
Okay, got it. Now, see, very simple this. Who is the parent? Who is the parent? Body is the parent, na? Yes or no? Now come here. Mm, I'm going to write span Sachin. Close my span. Span Sachin. Close my span. The next one is like para. Okay, na? Para. Sachin, close my para. The next one is like B, Sachin. Okay, now here I want to place like Dhoni, and here I place like B, close my B. Okay, here I have a div. Okay, my div. So my question is very simple. If I run this, how okay, how the text format, that means how they are going to display, okay, line by line or side by side, how it is going to display? Can you tell me? Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli and Pant, how it is going to display? Anyone? Come on. These are like side by side displayed, or line by line is going to display, some are like line by line, some are like side by side, how? Can anyone? Hmm? Okay, don't worry.
Sachin will be in one line, first span.
Mm-hmm.
After that, P is a block level, right? So it will start in a new line.
Okay.
Next, B also will start in new line because P is a block level.
Okay. Okay.
Next,
So all are like
div.
line by line or side by side. Okay.
All are line by line.
Line by line. But some are like my B is there. It's like okay. It's like what, inline. Okay. But div is like okay, block level. Block level means it's like okay. Here there are some spaces there, but it is not displaying. Okay. Why means very simple. For example, my body width is like 100. Okay. My body width is like how much? 100 pixel, for example. My body width is like 100 pixel. 100. If it is like 100, how many elements take like 100 pixel width? How many elements take 100 pixel width? Block level elements, right? So my para take how much? 100.
100.
And my div also take how much? 100 only or not? My span of B, which kind of elements? Inline, right?
Inline.
Okay, it's take like a 10 or 10 or like that, it's going to take content width only. So first element is like what? Span. Okay, now my span take this much width, yes or no? Only this much content only it's going to take. Okay, na? So for example, this is like 10, this is like 10. Okay, this one is like 10, for example. Now tell me, if it is take like 10 now, overall here to here how much width? Total width. Total width is how much? 100, right? My span take how much? 10, right? So remaining space is how much is there? Remaining space
90.
to here, 90 is there. Yes. Okay, remaining is like 90 is there. Yes or no? Perfect. Okay. Now my para, next element is what? Para is what? Block level or inline?
Block
Block
level.
level or block level, right? It's take whose width?
Parent width.
Parent width. Parent width is how much? Body width is how much?
100.
100,
100.
right? So my, to place my para, how much space is required? 100. But how much you have?
90.
90. So 100 is required, okay, but 90 only existed, so that is enough space, huh? No, right? Not enough space. That
Yes.
the reason what happened, that the reason what happened, okay, my, come on, that the reason what happened,
Comes to next line.
okay, come to the next line, okay, it is going to take like 100 or not here, yes or no? Come on.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next one is like what? B is like Kohli, inline or block level? Inline, huh? So
Inline.
here 10 only required, but do we have 10 here? 100 pixel place is there, 100 pixel occupied by the para or not? Do we have any space here?
No,
No,
sir.
right? No, right? So that here my B is like what? Okay, my B is like what? Kohli. My Kohli take like, for example, 20. Okay, 20 pixel, 20 pixel. So how much is like remaining?
80.
80 or not? Okay, remaining is like 80. Now this particular empty space 80 pixel, but the next level element is what? Div, right? Div is like which kind of element? Block level. So how much is
Block.
required?
100.
100. 80 is there, 100 required, so that my div is come to which line? Next line or not?
Next line.
Next line or not? Okay, that is only the same thing here, yes or no? Okay, now see, first one is like what? Div.
Div.
It's take like full width. The next one is like what? Anchor. We don't have any space here, full occupied by div, so that my anchor come to the next one. The next element is what? Para. Para requires what? Full width, but here some space is occupied by anchor, full width not, not there, right? So that my para come to the next line or
Next
not?
line.
The next one is what? Span. Para occupied the full width, no space is there in that line, my span come to the next line or not? Now my B is there, okay, see this, B required full width, limited space,
Limited
limited
space.
space, right? So besides my span, there is 80 pixel spaces, okay, 80 pixel space is like empty space only. My B is required only 20 pixel, so that 80 pixel is there, 20 pixel is enough for me, so that my B can exist there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Next H1, full width is required, that much space is not there, so that it comes to the next line. Okay, I, in that line full width occupied by H1, no space for I, so that my I come to the next line. H3 required full space, but somehow the space occupied by I, so that my H3 come to the next line or not?
Yes, sir.
Got my point? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is only your question.
Yes, sir. That is my question.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, then I'm going to share you the video. Okay, so demo sessions are done. Okay, I'm going to add you to the another group. Okay, there I'm going to share you the new link and everything. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, just share your email, like, okay, phone number, so that we are going to create a new group. Okay, where you can share, go to VTS school, go to VTS school, just you can drop a message directly to this number. Okay, let me share you this number to you in the chat, so that you can share your number, just you can ping, so that those people can create a new group. Okay, admin can create. Any questions, anyone? Up to you're able to understand, right? Okay, if you think like I'm a little bit fast or something, just let me know. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Oh, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, and one more thing. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, no session. Okay. We are going to take like every week one workshop. Tomorrow's workshop is like TypeScript. Okay, just you can join that TypeScript one. Okay, you're able to understand or not, that is secondary. Okay, this is related to UI only, so that you can join the workshop. Okay, you can find, okay, here only every Saturday one workshop. Okay, that is related to maybe Java, maybe Python, maybe UI related. So next workshop is like related to UI only, so you can join 9 a.m. Okay. Okay, TypeScript. Understood? Okay, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop a message. Okay, to this number only, so that I can get that. Oh, then bye.